Yo, what up? Welcome back to the couch. We're playing more Pokemon Emerald Rogue. We're continuing where we left off last time, but I've done a little bit since the last time we played. If I'm being honest, I was hoping to get this done before we went live, but unfortunately that's just not how things work. So I realized that while it might have been excusable for me to use Kyogre during the previous run, because we were doing a challenge run, and frankly, I didn't want to be doing it. But we needed to do it, because we needed it for our godly Scizor, our adamantine dragon. Now, I didn't actually have any other Drizzle Pokemon, so that's what I was working on. Unfortunately, however, I didn't actually get enough levels on my Poliwag to get it to a usable state. But what I did do is I did get some levels on it, so we'll be able to give it better moves for the early game. This won't really matter, but we do still want Rain Dance and Bubble Beam. Those will be useful. And I've already purchased the items we'll need to evolve them into a Poliwrath, or, okay. Yeah. Politoed. I don't know why the hell I forgot his name. But before we get to the actual run, which is just going to be a normal run today, no restrictions, I wanted to kind of go over the Scizor, and I wanted to kind of, like, explain how I got it, because I obviously from the thumbnail, right, we're kind of trying to pimp that this is the Pokemon of all time. I mean, listen, this Scizor is so good, if I could, I would change his ability from Good to Gold back to Technician, just because Scizor with Surging Strike has to be the most crazy thing ever. Like, I've been advocating for Scizor to get some water coverage for so long, because as a crab-type Pokemon, he deserves to have Crab Hammer and Clamp as abilities, or as moves, but in Game Freak's opinion, Scizor should just languish forever with his 4x weakness to fire. So this is a big deal for me. And I just wanted to show off kind of how I came across this, because obviously it wasn't streamed. This was organically during my own free time. So, in this ROM, you can unlock areas that have certain effects or give you boons. One of those areas you can unlock is this building down here, where you meet Bill, who's been researching unique Pokemon who, like, don't fall under the typical categories of their species. They'll have different moves or different abilities, and you can check them here, and it'll show you a list of all the Pokemon currently who are available, and they have a time period of when they'll expire. And this is how I found that there was a Scyther with the ability Good as Gold and the moves Gigaton Hammer and Surging Strikes. And I haven't actually checked these yet, so I figured we'll check them both and we'll kind of just show off how they can be. So right off the bat, we have a Blitzel with multi-scale. That's a really good ability. I feel like Blitzel, if they don't get access to Swords Dance, they probably should. But, ooh, Sandy Shocks with Quiver Dance. I don't know what Illusion does, and I don't feel like looking it up, honestly. Getting a Sandy Shock sounds hard. Iron Hands, Psychic Surge, Acrobatics. This is what I mean. Like, I have not checked this beforehand. Like, you can just find the craziest shit. The problem is, though, is you have to find these Pokemon. And that's very hard, because that means you have to go to specific dexes to even, like, have a chance of encountering them. Because it's all chance-based. It's still a roguelike. Instant Forecast Cast Form. with Shore Up, Bleakwind Storm, Windblight Storm, and Sandsear Storm. If you don't know, 3 of those abilities, the ones with Storm in the name, those are the signature move of the Genie Pokemon, the legendaries. And I don't know what Instant Forecast does. But this is what I mean, where you can just find the most insane shit. Now all of a sudden, my good as gold Surging Strike Scizor doesn't seem that crazy. Full Metal Body Joltik. Okay. So, I didn't expect to actually find anything interesting. If I'm being honest, 9 times out of 10 when you go to check what unique Pokemon you have available, they're usually bad. They're usually Dragon Dance Rotom Mow. The thing is, though, is I have this cast form already. Yeah, Instant Forecast. Weather moves go first. Okay, it's actually the same one. Okay, so that's interesting. So this cast form is not unique in the way that you think. This is a gift Pokemon. So in this game, there are quests, and they'll give you various rewards. Yesterday, we did the quest to get us Water Terra Shards, the Water Z Crystal, and one of the berries that we didn't have. But on top of like items like that, you can just be gifted Pokemon. There's actually a couple I've been gifted. I believe that this Farfetch'd is also a gift. Yeah, with sharpness. Yeah, so pretty good. These Pokemon are always sort of designed to be like, well, I say designed, but I believe it's pretty random. I don't at least know of a method to their madness. Oh, this is my favorite. Serene Grace Collision Course. Because why the fuck not? But yeah, so you can get all of these kinds of unique Pokemon where they'll just kind of be fun variants of what they would normally be. And it kind of hurts because on one hand, I want to use real Pokemon who have real abilities to practice with, but on the other hand, as a Scizor enjoyer, I just want to use Scizor with Surging Strikes. So, really, the goal is to just continue to fill out our Pokedex, continue to catch legendaries, and we're just going to have fun while we do it. So we might as well just use the Pokemon that make us happy, right? And that is this Scizor. I would also love to, like, kind of pimp this Scizor out. You can improve their IVs and EVs permanently here in the spawn, but it's kind of tedious. I have not actually done it yet, but it requires Pokeblocks, if that tells you anything. So, what I've done is I've kind of changed the settings back. So, what dex are we on? I forget. We're just on Gen 9 National right now. But I think we might swap to a Gen 4 dex. The reason being, when I last left off on my hunting for legendaries, I was still looking for a lot of Gen 4 legendaries. Most notably, I would love to get a Palkia and a Garantina. But we can't just do Platinum BDSP because that's very limiting for our own Pokemon that we can get. So, I think... Oh, you know something I just noticed? Huh. They have Sinnoh. They do not have BDSP. Which I think is actually relevant for me in this niche scenario. Yeah, so what dex do we want to do then? I believe I've gotten most of Alola's. That's not true. I think I'm missing, like, all of the Tapus still. Let's check it. Let's see what we're missing. Yeah, so... Yeah, Buzzwole, Stakataka, as far as Ultra Beasts are concerned. And yeah, we don't have any of the Tapus. That's kind of frustrating, because, like I say, if you want any specific Pokemon, you just have to, like, you just have to do 3-hour runs every time and hope you get lucky, right? So, the Tapus would be really nice to have, because they're the original terrain setters, which are very valuable. So, I say we just go for the Alolan Dex today. We're essentially just looking for anywhere where we can make progress. I'm not trying to catch every legendary, because let's be honest, some of them are more useful than others. But I at least want to get all the ones that I like and that I'm most likely to use. And the Tapus are definitely on that list. And that also means we have a nice variety of Pokemon we can catch. And we're going Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon as well, just to give us a bigger dex. Also, I think, yeah, if we want Stack Attacker, we need to do that, so... And oh boy, do I want Stack Attacker. Like, here's something you gotta know about me. I am such a huge Pokemon fan, but I end up in these waves of my enjoyment of Pokemon, where, you know, I'll get hyper focused on it and then I'll just drop it for years. Which is kind of what happened to me in the Gen 7 era. So I was midnight release for Pokemon Sun and Moon, right? I picked up Sun for my local GameStop on the midnight release because of local fraud YouTuber Loxton. With my 19-year-old dumbass brain, I was like, yo, this guy's cooking with his Sun and Moon lore. Like, this is gonna be like the greatest Pokemon game ever. I gotta buy this immediately. And then, yeah, no, of course he was obviously wrong about every theory he had, because, like, looking back on it, a fucking course, he was. But I still bought that shit. But the problem with Sun and Moon, if you played them, is they're so long, because they're like actual RPGs, that the thought of buying the second version of them and replaying through it not only sounded like a waste of my money, but a waste of my fucking life. So I dropped Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and that was like the death of my enjoyment of Pokemon for like a while. Like, we don't pick Pokemon back up until VDSP Scarlet Violet. Which, say what you want about those games, I like VDSP. Like, is it disappointing that it's not as cool as Oraz? 1000%. Is it fun? Yeah. I like Gen 4. Also, we just didn't get anything on this first route. I have all of these Pokemon in my box, and so we're just not going to bother grabbing any of them, frankly. I mentioned this last stream, we're only going to be looking for Pokemon that we've never encountered before, or we're just going to go for Pokemon that are in our daycare, because we don't want to overcrowd our boxes at home. You know, we have them at home, basically. You know, we're not picking up strays. Okay. Do I care about Vikavolt? I don't think so, but I think I might care about Dewpider. Because they get their signature ability, like, what is it, like Aqua Bubble or something like that? I forget what it does. I remember it being good. I mean, we're in Alola. We might as well just pick up some Alolan specialties while we can, right? I'm realizing now that's very loud. Like some of the only music you're going to hear from the actual game because we have it all turned off. Yeah, let me adjust the audio real quick because that's kind of loud. I don't know. If it's loud for me, I'm assuming it's loud for the stream. Yeah, that should be a bit better. Yeah, so really the only goal today, aside from hopefully getting lucky on a legendary, is we want to finish leveling up this Poliwag, because we want to make them a permanent Drizzle Politoed for just competitive use. Don't ask about the sign, by the way. I've tried to look at it. You can't. There's nothing on it. I just genuinely think it was some kind of map bug. They never like bothered to fix it. but I notice it every time, because, like, why the hell is it there? If you ever just hear random Pokemon cries, that's just a part of the overworld sprites. It doesn't actually mean anything. At least, I don't think it does. Oh, hey, it's Nimona this time. Yeah, so as I was saying in the beginning, we swapped it to Rainbow mode for every generation. So, every trainer, well, not like the trainers that don't matter, but like the gym trainers, the Elite Four, our rival in this instance, they're just going to be random from any trainers from Gens 1 to 9. So here we got Nimona. And yes, I know we're only at the Ultra Sun and Moon decks, but we have every trainer enabled, so you'll see trainers from Gens 8 and 9 potentially as well. The dex only influences the Pokemon we're finding. There's no way Dewpider learns any moves, right? Bubble Beam, okay. Not really worried about this Nimona. Honestly, the first fights are always just the easiest. If you go in with any kind of, like, evolved Pokemon, you can normally just sweep through the first 3 gym leaders. Huh. So, this is interesting because I actually don't know how Smeargle works in this instance. Like, if I Surging Strikes here, and he sketches me, will my rival always have a Surging Strike Smeargle? I don't know. So we are just going to lunge and just try to kill it. Yeah, we'll just try to use the weakest moves we can to get rid of it. Yeah, Mud Shot Lunge. So on the off chance he sketches and he remembers he doesn't get Surging Strikes or Gigaton Hammer. Yo, Terra Psychic Abra. Yo, for the stab teleport. Okay, that did less than I thought. But here's Scizor with a lunge. God. I have this, like, I always get these, like, weirdly specific, like, visions of, like, moves or materials. And whenever I think of lunge, I just imagine, like, if you've ever played Corrin in Smash 4 or Smash Ultimate and you use their side special, I always just kind of imagine lunge looking like that. Just like you kind of side hop into just hitting the shit out of them. Especially funny visual on Scizor, who it could just kick the shit out of anyone, frankly. We could have went to the daycare there to extract our Pokemon out of the box, but frankly, I kind of don't want to bother doing that because I'm hoping we'll just find new ones and we won't have to, like, grab out all our dupes again. Because I do just want to fill out the decks, right? That's the point of these, like, fun runs, right? Is we're just trying to, like, catch as many Pokemon as possible. Okay. Just everyone's in my path. I've got so many Beldum, I don't need another one. Gen 7 was, like, the first time I ever even encountered a, fucked up the stream? Okay. Gen 7 was the first time that I ever encountered Shiny Beldum. Because, unlike most Pokemon games, Gen 7 had some of the most fun shiny hunting. In my opinion, that was the best time to be a shiny hunter. I genuinely loved SOS encounters. Because they, weirdly enough, in the Pokemon game that takes the most time, Ultra Sun and Moon and Sun and Moon, they had, like, the fastest shiny method, because you didn't have to leave a battle to encounter a new Pokemon. So you spent less time menuing, less time, like, running in grass, and you could just keep building your catch combo, or your kill combo. The fire type, right? I say we Taro Water just to be safe. In case they have Revelation Dance, which, you know, they probably do. Yeah, it is a good move. The Scizor just dies to any fire type move no matter what, so I'm just not even going to risk it. Once we actually get some speed IVs and EVs on this Scizor, it'll be so much more useful. Because we kind of have a problem with this Scizor. He's just incredibly slow. I got pretty lucky with the attack IV roll. I think it's like 27, but I think I have like 10 speed EVs. So we're kind of just like hoping that we just go third at this point. Our only goal is to not go last with this guy. I guess we Gigaton for the culture. And we'll just keep bubble beaming. We're not really threatened by anything here, so. Arrow Rock. That's what we want. I said it before, I'll say it again. This game's always doing some fuck shit. Like, they're like, oh yeah, well, I don't do a lot of damage here, so supersonic. Maybe they'll hit themselves. Like, come on. I think I still kill even if they tear off flying there, because Gigaton Hammer just hits so hard. Yeah, just Surging Strikes. Yeah. We're gonna see this Politoed just be faster than Scizor every time. I don't think there will ever be a time where Scizor is going to be outspeeding their partner, and that's kind of unfortunate. I would run, and I have run on this Scizor before, Choice Scarf, just to give him a speed edge. The problem is he has so many good moves that I want to click, that if I run that, then I don't get to click all my funny moves. Because, yeah, we only want to click Surging Strike, but, you know, on the off chance we want to hit him with a Gigaton Hammer, it's pretty good. Yeah, also, still not getting anything, unfortunately. Yeah, I guess we're just going to speed through these as well. So, the other day, we went through the entire Water-type run. We unfortunately won't be able to run through this run completely today. Mostly just because, frankly, I was doing another run to prep for this run when I should have just streamed that run. I just hope that, Poliwag doesn't die here. Okay. No electric move, let's go. Wow, that does less than I thought. Wow, really? I mean, like, yeah. I'm genuinely surprised they lived the Surging Strikes. This is what I mean. It's like, as much as I love having Good as Gold on this Scizor, I would have put Technician on him if I could. The problem with unique Pokemon is you're stuck with, like, what's on the tin. So, even though Good as Gold seems like an amazing ability because it is, like, genuinely, I would have had Technician over it in a heartbeat, in a flash. Just like, because like Urshifu doesn't get Technician, and he's already like one of the strongest Pokemon. So imagine if he didn't have Technician. Now you're like actually afraid. Now you just click that shit into anything. We kind of just have to run Mystic Water, otherwise it ends up not being as impactful as you might think. Not having Stab really just makes the difference when the move's base power is so low. Again, that's why we wanted Terra so bad, because by Terra-ing, we remove our fire weakness, and we get Stab on the Surging Strikes. It's just too good to pass up, frankly. It was worth doing a whole extra run just for that, because now we will always start our runs with the Terra Water on Scizor. And you might think, oh, you can just, you know... I don't know what that was. Did that pick up on the stream? Yeah, don't know what that was, but ow. I completely lost my train of thought. But Something. I really like Scizor with Surging Strikes. Would have taken Crab Hammer, but this is fine too. Okay. So now we actually can already get our Drizzle setter, because once we evolve Poliwag and the Poliwhirl, I have already gotten the items we'll need to give him the correct ability and the evolution. And I'm not taking any chances on this, because in the last run I did not get Drizzle Poliwhirl until like the last couple of fights of the game. So yeah, no risks, no chances. We just have all the things we need right now. King's Rock. Hey, there he is. You'll never use Bounce. You have to go over here for the ability patch, and that gives him Drizzle. Okay, we got it. I can't see a world where I run this Scizor without a Drizzlemon, right? Like, there's no reason to not. Like, in team building, I have built whole teams, like water Drizzle based teams, and just added Scizor to them because, like, ideally Scizor just wants to be paired on rain teams. Like, otherwise, he's just so afraid of fire type moves. And then, like, obviously, if he gets hit with, like, a stab fire type move, even in the rain, there's a good chance that it will kill. But I'm not actually worried about stab fire type moves. What I'm worried about is just a Pokemon who I don't expect to have a fire type move having a fire type move. It happens more often than you think. Trust me, as a Scizor lover, a lot of Pokemon get fire coverage. But in the rain, we can be less afraid of just random fire coverage, because if they don't have stab on it, it's probably not going to one-hit KO. And then at that point, I can just try to reposition, swap, or like do something. But against like a Houndoom or someone who I know is going to hit me really hard with a fire move, now we have Terra Water available for those inevitabilities. You know, if our goal is to never swap off Scizor, we need to find a way to make Scizor, like, just beat everything. Which he still doesn't. Scizor has a lot of problems right now. He struggles really hard into other steel types. Like, there is a world where I put close combat on this Scizor, but I just believe that the coverage of knockoff is just too useful, because most Pokemon will have items in this, and it's just good stab in the ghost types, so I don't know. Close combat would be really useful. I just wish Scizor got like a better fighting stab that wasn't so heaven or hell, because like if you're clicking close combat, you want to be a really fast, powerful Pokemon where you're not worried about being killed immediately after you lose all those defenses. And Scizor just does not have the speed to use close combat safely. It would be like a thing I click like once and then switch out, just to reset the stat drops. Or in some fucked up world, I give him White Herb, which I would never on this Scizor. So it puts me in this weird spot where there are just like some matchups where just like I'm fucked. The biggest one right now being electric types. I struggle very hard into electric types, especially because I'm a rain setter. If on the off chance their electric type has thunder, I have kind of just killed my water type. So, oh man, we're probably fine still, but we only have 3 Pokemon, and 2 of them are water, 1 of them is Terra Water. So right now we're still doing mono water, unfortunately. So hopefully we can resolve that. Thank God this is a bug trainer and not a grass trainer, by the way, because again, I have too many water types to really run into those trainers right now. But then again, getting them early does mean that we don't have to see them later. So I'd always prefer to have them earlier, I guess. I guess we just Bubble Beam the Butterfree, right? Butterfree's not that tanky. Okay. I guess they're, like, more specially tanky than physically tanky. Oh, with the flame body. Well, you hate to see it, but, I mean, yeah, like, I'm really not that worried. Crit through the pain. I should have just Terra Watered. Not that it matters, but... No, it's good that I didn't. I mean, I doubt they're using a poison type move in the Scizor, but on the off chance. Yeah, okay. I should probably buy safety goggles at some point. But I don't know. I would love to put Assault Vest on Politoed, but the problem is I want Politoed to eventually have, like, Helping Hand Protect. So, I can't really run Assault Vest. We have to take our mandatory sleep turn, but it doesn't matter because Surging Strike Scizor. Alright, that's Gym 2. Again, I'm not sure how far we'll get today on this run, but really this run is just meant to just catch new Pokemon for the Pokedex and get this Politoed as a permanent member of our party. We go Gloomy, Spooky. I guess we just take Gloomy. I think that might give us better options. I didn't. Okay, so at this point our encounters have been so bad we're gonna call in some boys. I have already reset the Pokemon in the daycare. We got a new addition to the team as well. Sinistchi. I grabbed this on the previous run I did. And I gotta say, I love Sinistchi with all my little heart. Hospitality is such a broken ability. Like, we can get Life Dew. I was thinking we'd get this Pokemon later, and I was kind of banking on it because they don't really have many moves they can learn right now. So that's kind of the only problem, but I mean, with Hospitality and Matcha Gacha, like, what else do I genuinely need? We will probably stop picking up items here soon. We're kind of just trying to grab ones that are close to us on the off chance that, like, we find Florida stores, or we just, I don't know, we could find something funny. There's always the off chance we just find, like, leftovers or something. But again, the hope is that eventually we'll just have so many resources that we can just breeze past these sections of just shit encounters and shit items and trainers that waste our time, and we'll be able to just do, like, gauntlet runs really quickly of the gym leaders. Yeah, we're fine. I was thinking, like, do I get that extra level? And I was like, I actually genuinely don't care. Wow, I think I have all these Pokemon too. I think we're getting pretty unlucky as far as, like, new Mons are concerned. I think I might not have... Oh, do I... God, you can't access your permanent box from the actual roguelike part of the game. So, yeah, I don't have an Inkay, okay. Okay. So I don't have an Inkay. They wouldn't be awful to add to my box because they get contrary. Problem is, they're another fucking water type. We're not doing the mono water type run anymore. In fact, I am vehemently against it because now we're in Rainbow. And now we could just encounter so many bad matchups. Okay, no trainers, no trainers. Yeah, I'm not worried that Sinistra's missing one level because won't ideally never send them in first anyway because of hospitality. Stack attacker! Okay. So now, two things. This guy is a roaming mon. He is going to run away immediately. There are a couple ways you can prevent these Pokemon from leaving. The biggest one I found is just to get you a really fast Pokemon to use like Block or Mean Look. I actually used to bring Crobat on every run, specifically because they had a super fast Mean Look. That would basically mean these are static encounters. We're not running that, obviously, but what we do have, we didn't use it in the all-water run, we have a Master Ball. It was a very expensive investment to get a permanent Master Ball, but we did it for this reason. So now when we're on any kind of run, and we encounter a roaming legendary, and we don't want to just, like, the potential that we don't get it, because that is, unfortunately, a possibility, we're just going to Master Ball immediately. It does mean that any other legendaries, we won't be able to Master Ball, but I believe there's usually only one roaming. So now that we caught the roaming, they're just static encounters always, so as long as we can beat them in a fight, we can catch them. Yo, but Stack Attack on my go! Why is he Terra Rock though? Definitely want him to be Terra Steel, but okay. Yeah, what a fun guy. Okay, so, yeah, there was so much VGC I wasn't, like, around for, but something I saw recently, was in a Wolfie video, is apparently there legitimately was a competitive Stack Attack v Stack Attack stall battle, and frankly, I just can't believe that I missed that, because I would have loved watching that back in the day. Just, like... I think there's like a point in everyone's life when they like or enjoy using stall, and I think Gen 7 was my peak enjoyment of stall, so I would have just popped the fuck off to see two Stack Attackers doing like 10 damage to each other per round. Oh, Crunch's pretty good. Wide Guard. The problem is Wide Guard in this format is like, it's just so hard to predict it, so I'd never use it. Yeah, I love Wide Guard. It's so good, but like, it's just too niche. I guess it's Block, right? Like, when are we ever clicking Block? Yeah, okay. We don't have very many items. We should have something to give to these guys. Yeah, hang on. You're still holding Eviolite, now you're holding Leftovers. Salt Vest. It's probably good, right? Assault Vest on the Araquanid. We will eventually get more items. The problem is I only have so many that like stay with me when the run starts. So the run is just still too early to really have much. Yeah, and I think... Do I want Foul Play? Wouldn't hurt. Yeah, honestly, what am I thinking Sunspore? Like, the chance that Sunspore can miss is like, I don't want to risk it. And we'll just give Sinistry a Citrus Berry. Honestly, I kind of like Citrus Berry Sinistry because, like, I'm never going to lead Sinistry. There's never a reason to lead them. You always want to swap them in for Hospitality. So if they're going to swap in to take a hit, on the off chance, like, it's a super effective move or they get a crit, Citrus Berry is a good way just to offset your own damage. So once again, the problem with running Drizzle as your main Pokemon is that, yeah, now we're just fighting water types, and now they also have Drizzle. So we have to play around that. So I think... Hang on. Okay. But how... Okay. Okay, so you're not very tanky, Araquanid. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna hit him with a Gigaton Hammer and hope it kills. That's kind of just part of the gameplay. We could Mudshot or Hypnosis to Marini. They're only a Marini. We might as well just Mudshot. This kills the Araquanid, right? The Gigaton Hammer from the Scizor? That kills it, right? Yeah, well. I was hoping. Yeah, that's what I mean, though. Even a not effective move, just being able to half hit, just like Gigaton Hammer just does so much burst damage that I would hate to get rid of it. Yeah, we just do this, right? Like, we're not really threatened by anything they can do to us. It also makes it way more interesting when I'm not using Kyogre as my rain center. Just because, like, now it's like, now the power level is way lower. Yeah, Leftover's Politoed just goes so hard. Okay. And guess what? Because we lunged last turn, we can Gigaton Hammer again. Yeah, we just keep Mudshotting. Like, what else is Politoed gonna do? Once we get a higher level and we get more cash, we can actually give Politoed a usable moveset. Yeah, and then just one-shots. Gigaton Hammer just so good. The only reason Gigaton Hammer is the way it is because the only Pokemon who can learn it, Tinkaton, has such a it's just such a bad attack stat. Like, so it doesn't matter for them, but for Scizor, he very much appreciates the high base step. We Bubble Beam, right? Terra Water Surging Strikes for the culture. I think this combination kills, just because I think Surging Strikes is just that good. We'll see. Oh, Terra. If this is Terra Bug, we're feeling pretty good. Nope, it's Terra Water. Fuck. So Surging Strike now does no damage. And neither does Bubble Beam. Yeah. If he Terra Bugged there, it would have been way better for us. And I think we would have killed him with that. Yikes. Just because I don't want Scizor to die here, because that becomes very annoying for me, we're swapping. Let's swap with a Stack Attacker. Let's see what he does against that. We just Bubble Beam, right? It's the most damage. Yo, my fucking house. Oh, Stack Attacker gets Trick Room. You know, this team actually wouldn't be that bad in Trick Room. Because I've been talking about how slow Scizor is, so yeah, if I were to just put Trick Room on Stack Attacker, that could be a whole strategy. My favorite Trick Room setter is by far Bronzong. But Stack Attacker is just kind of like Bronzong if he was like Chad. Like, every part of Bronzong is just so inferior to Stack Attacker, right? Like, I feel like I have to be correct about that. Because just Ultra Beast is just so good. Okay. Once again, we have kind of like, nothing's really standing out here as like, oh yeah, that's the way we want to go, right? So, I guess we just take this line straight through to the shop for Move Tutor. I don't think we pick anyone up here. Yeah, like, we are just getting pretty bad encounters, which is going to hurt us later. Like, the longer this goes on, the more it's going to hurt. Like, there is a real chance we have to take a detour in order to get the rest of the Pokemon from the daycare, just because we weren't able to find encounters that were good. I mean, Mime Jr. is technically an option for someone I can pick up who wouldn't just be a detriment, because I don't believe I've caught one before. So I don't think I have a Mr. Mime in my box. But also, I don't know why the hell I want a Mr. Mime in my box. Like, if I was going to want any form of Mr. Mime, I think it would be the Galarian version, because I think they at least get access to Aurora Veil, right? I don't know. I didn't play much Gen 8. I only played enough Gen 8 to get the 2 legendaries I wanted from it. Of course, they're water types. Well, thankfully, they're both psychic types. Yo, Bruxus wished to miss. Yo, Slowpoke or Poliwhirl was the hit. This is just a psychic trainer. Yeah, we take out game here. We don't even need to really use strategy against these trainers. Like, these early game random trainers will just have the weakest Pokemon we can encounter. So, it's just always good just to practice good fundamentals, right? Like, just pay attention to what I'm doing. The easiest way to lose your runs is just to stop paying attention. And trust me, it's really easy for me to stop paying attention because some of these battles are snooze fests. We're just using such good Pokemon that, unless the AI is just using some fuck shit, like, it can just be really easy for me just to sweep through it. And I'm actually trying to, like, make it a bit harder on myself by using Politoed now, instead of Kyogre. Because, if I'm being honest, if I wasn't streaming this game, like, Kyogre never leaves the party, right? Because, like, why would he? But at least this way, my wins are a bit less guaranteed. Huh. Do I have Fletchling? I don't know. These maps are so big. Apparently I do. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, we have 5 Mons. We can afford to go without a 6 for a while. Especially because we have such good pivots in Stakataka and Sinistcha. Like, Sinistcha can heal Scizor if we need to. Like, if things get really dire. And then Stakataka just will never die. Ideally. We're at max level, right? I've been fighting? No, I've not. Okay. Fuck it. We'll fight this trainer for a bit of cash. Can't be that hard, surely. Surely he's just gonna have, like, a Mankey and a Ditto. Yep. So, Bastiodon always has Sturdy. I say we Terra Water Surging Strikes it, and then we just, Bubble Beam and Noctowl. The reason we're Terraing here is because I don't want to live in the world where we accidentally don't kill Bastiodon by, like, a couple of hit points and he Metal Bursts. I think I would have been fine without the Terra seeing that damage, but, like, listen, I do not want to die to a Metal Burst retaliation, okay? Like, that's just gonna feel awful. And this should just get us to cap. You're weak to something I have, right? No? Yo, the AI never predicts the good-as gold Scizor. I don't know why the AI just never thinks that the Scizor is going to have good as gold. Like, obviously it would have that, right? Ooh. Fairy Terra Shard. So this is interesting because I actually want a defensive Terra on Politoed if I can help it, because we're never gonna Terra Politoed offensively, right? But if I can be so real, if I could have any Terra on Politoed, it would be either Terra Steel or Terra Dragon. Terra Fairy would probably be my third pick. Like I feel like Terra Ghost has as much use as Terra Fairy, just for like Politoed, right? But we'll buy it anyway, just because it'll be useful. It'll be useful if this next gym is an electric type gym, if you know what I mean. Now we just need 49 more. Imagine. Imagine if you had to buy 50 Terra Shards and they all cost that much. Jesus. Yo, Body Press, let's go. Why is it legal that he gets that? What? Gyro Ball, hello? Heat Crash, also pretty funny. Honestly? When are we clicking this? Against, like, grass and steel types? But grass and steel types can end up being pretty bulky. But, like, doesn't Stack Attacker, like, weigh infinite? No, that's Celesteela. Yeah, Celesteela is the one that just has infinite weight. Yeah, no Trick Room yet, huh? Honestly, and in my last run too, I put Blizzard on my Politoed, and he just hit, like, for no reason. He just hit, like, a fuck ton of Blizzards, so we're probably gonna put that back on Politoed. Terra Plus could be funny if we have, like, a cool Terra type. Yeah, let's do Blizzard. Wait, did I pass it? Yeah, I totally did. Yeah, that's fine for now. What do you learn? Oh, yo, we're absolutely doing Leech Life. Yeah, you are definitely a physical attacker. And Liquidation. And Lunge. Oh, we don't need both Lunge and Leech Life, frankly. Poison Jab sounds like good coverage. Ooh, Sticky Web. Actually, that would be crazy, because we just don't have a lot of speed control. Yeah. Honestly, fuck Crunch. Like, why do we click Crunch ever, right? Like... okay, yeah, I like having Scald coverage on Sinistra, because we're running a rain team. It actually could be pretty valuable getting that extra damage boost. Yeah, let's do over Foul Play. I think we're good, right? Like, Thew's pretty strong. I would love to get Stack Attack as Terra type to steal. I don't think we'll be able to do that for, like, a while. Yeah, let's see if we have any items we can get. No, Absorbable, but I don't think it's gonna be good. Choice Scarf, huh? Nah. Um. Yeah, there's always like we could always just like buy every item on the off chance we want it, but like the thing is, it's more likely that we'll just not use most of these. So I don't know. Weakness policy stack attacker could be kind of funny because just stack attacker is so bulky and the AI so badly wants to hit your Pokemon with a super effective move that I think it could just get away with it. Right? Because like the AI is just gonna not think about it. Like even if the AI is reading what moves I'm doing, they don't know what items I have, right? So they're not gonna be like, oh, I shouldn't hit him with a super effective move because I don't want to proc his weakness policy. So could be useful if I get into a pinch. Yeah, I'm not sure. I just don't have enough experience with Stack Attacker to really know how to use him. But I just think he's so funny that I want to use him. I mean, anything's better than Black Glasses for the crunch that I don't think he has anymore. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We'll do weakness policy. That sounds really fun. Yeah, we also now have a safety goggles, which might be useful. I think we might end up using safety goggles later. I think it gets more value the later we get into, right? Yeah, we should be good. Oh wait, I need a heal pod code. Just one Citrus Berry ought to do it. I never mentioned this. I meant to at the start of the stream. Just also to make things harder, I am gonna try to avoid using healing items in battle unless like it's gonna cost me the run, because frankly I don't feel like losing any more runs. Runs just take too long. Like if I'm gonna spend 3 to 4 hours doing each run, I really don't want to lose all my progress just because like the AI crit me randomly, you know what I mean? Like, unless people like actually find it less enjoyable to watch because I'm using those kind of strats. Also, shoutouts to the Ice Gym Leader. This is going to be pretty easy, I think. Yeah, I think we just weather ball here for fun. Big tears. This kills 100%. Yeah. Jinx never lives that. You have 4 moves and Uproar was your best choice, dude? Okay, now that's a Pokemon. Now that's something you can be afraid of. Except we have Gigaton Hammers, so we never are. Icy Wind, yeah, there's over. Shoutouts to the Ice type! Ice is one of those types, like, you always hope that you encounter them really late. Because Ice is such a bad type, and I'm always using Steel types, so the later we encounter them, the better. So this is pretty early, so kind of an L, but, you know, an easy win, we'll take it. Whatever gets us to the next gym, am I right? Hello, little Bix? Yeah, it's so Jover. Yeah, I think we started constructing the memes. Weather ball. Yo, watch out! He's terrestrializing! Oh god, he's Terra Ice! Yo, he didn't even like freeze dry or anything that I actually could have killed. If he Terra Iced freeze dried, I actually think he kills Politoed there. He just must not have it. I don't know when Delibird learns it, but I'm pretty sure he gets it. Every ice type deserves to get freeze dried because frankly ice types need as much help as they can get. Like Ryson. Shout out to Gen 5 having some of the worst designs, period. You can find me on that. Yeah, wow, limited options here. Like, where... I guess we go up here, right? Just for the item shop again? Because, honestly, getting more Terra Shards wouldn't hurt. Yeah, 2 dragon types and a poison flying, huh? Fighting dragon, normal dragon. These are actually, like, kind of annoying Pokemon to grind against because they're actually just kind of scary, and I don't really have a good answer for them. So I actually think I'm going to look for a trainer to level up against. If I can be... Well, no. Jangmo is probably fine, right? Because he shouldn't have Clangorous Soul. That's what I'm worried about. Okay, yeah. I mean, if he's just gonna keep spamming like status moves, then yeah. Yeah, the AI just does not know what to do when I have Good as Gold. I mean, how could you predict it, right? That's why we need to get, that's why we need to get the shiny Scizor, right? So we can let our enemies know, hey, you know, we're special. Okay. Yeah, sure, fuck it. Yo, Pelipper, shout out to the worst Drizzle user. Yeah, fuck it, Raw Blizzard. We double miss. Yeah, that's the thing about Politoed, though. I just can click Raw Blizzard and not give a fuck, because, like, really, what else is Politoed doing if they're not just clicking Raw Blizzard? Like, the best thing Politoed can do is hit Blizzard and freeze, and that would be, like, the most useful thing. Dude, if I wasn't running, if I didn't feel like I had to run Mystic Water, I would 100% run Clear Amulet. Because these intimidates, man. Okay, we're not scared. Okay, hits the Gyarados. We're just gonna Gigaton for the culture. Hit another Blizzard. I don't think there's a world where we ever wipe the D-Dance Gyarados. Yeah, I didn't think so. We knock off for fun. Weather Ball for damage. Weird these guys don't have items. I would have assumed they did, but oh well. Lunge for fun, Weather Ball for fun. We get Rock Gem and X Attack. Let's go. What a good use of our time. Yeah, whatever. We'll just die. Yes. Oh, we got a rival. Okay. So now we're actually a little concerned because the rival can fuck us up. Did anyone get any new moves that are useful? You're perfect Scizor. Entrainment, Memento, Shadow Ball. Oh, Race Spotter. Last run, I actually did want Life Dew at some point. Oh, man. So I would like to have Shadow Ball, ideally for stab. Yeah, fuck Life Dew. Let me grab Shadow Ball. Magnet Rise, huh? Nah. Yeah, I mean, I wish we had a 5th teammate, but fuck it. Alright, Nimona. That damn Smeargle again. I don't think I've ever actually encountered a rival with Smeargle. I'm not really sure what to be afraid of here, like... But I know that I'm afraid of it. Yeah, we Blizzard. Blizzard for the culture. Did he try to sketch me? It goes by so fast, I've never seen it. But I think sketch is impossible when I have good as gold. And if that's true, then I need to just not care about him anymore. Because then he just doesn't do anything. And he's kind of a sitting duck on the field. Again, I just really don't want him to get any kind of, like, cool ability from me. Oh, fuck. Yeah, we'll Terra Water here. Because of the Cotton Guard, we're just going to crit through it and get rid of them. And we'll Weather Ball. What is... Oh, because our rock, not ground. Yeah, sure. God, Relicanth is such a bad type. If it was a water ground, it'd be so much better. But there were already so many water grounds in Gen 3. I get why they didn't want him to be water ground. But they could have just made him water ground and he would have been way better. Like, I'm just saying, he's not an actual fossil. That's a little scary. Okay. Yo, shoutouts to Leftovers. Okay, yeah, we're killing you. We're just gonna send out Stack Attacker. I would send out Sinistry, but Scissor's still full health, so fuck it. They always Future Sight. Devs, remove Future Sight from NPCs, okay? I always click it. It never does any damage. Just, like, remove it. Oh, I need to get a Rocky Helmet. That would be perfect on Stack Attacker. That's the item he wants, not Weakness Policy. Weakness Policy is funny. So, the odds that the Frostlass has Focus Sash is really, really high. So we're Surging Strikes. Yeah, Body Press. That probably kills, right? It's super effective. Stack Attack is really bulky. Yo, Terra Ice, let's go. Eat this fucking Gigaton Hammer, bitch. Oh, alright. Sorry, I forgot. I was smarter than that. I wanted the Gigaton Hammer, but they would have just lived it. Oh my god. So Weakness Policy doesn't matter here because we're body pressing. But I just didn't think Relicanth would hit me that hard from being so real. We're just swapping because I don't want to let anyone die here. Just it's really annoying if they die. Or, wait. Yeah, just Gigaton. For the fun. Alright. Watch the second. Was that not the Gigaton Hammer to end all Gigaton Hammers? Nemona's team could use some work, I'm not gonna lie. Do we do the game show? I guess we'll try, just to see if we can get it. I'm not gonna lie, I lose 9 out of 10 game shows because I'm mashing the button too fast and I click the wrong answer. I'm being serious. Like, it goes by really weirdly. Oh, what's that cry? Hang on. I'm good at this. That was 100% Wish Cast. I knew it was a water type, but there are so many, like, water types, it was hard to know. 2 smoke balls. 4 water gems. Hey, well, I love water Pokemon. Oh, that's, Sneasel. 1000% Sneasel. Yo, 3 TR mat blocks. Let's go. Risk it all. Lopunny. Or Baneri, sorry. We're just going to beat this because I still have never beaten this for the stupid achievement in a run that didn't get reset. So, I thought that was Machamp, but because he's not on here, it's Growlithe. Like, I don't know every cry by memory. I know a lot of them, like, more than I probably should, but thankfully they don't just give you the entire 1,000 Pokemon decks, and it's like, which one was it? Because some cries are just too similar. Yo, Rapid Spin! Oh god. Okay, I am between Sharpedo and no, it's Sharpedo. Okay, I thought that was Magnetric. It's Electrike is their first evolution. It's Sharpedo. Again, I have like an approximate knowledge of every Pokemon's cry. So long as it's close. Ice type, Snorunt. Snorunt. It's Snorunt. Hey, 4 quick balls. So now, as long as this run doesn't get reset, I will actually get this stupid achievement. Do we get any new cool fun Terras? Fairy, fighting, flying, ice, psychic, steel! Oh, do we want 2? We got 1. Yeah, because I'd rather have Terra Dragon than Terra Steel on Politoed, if I can be honest. I want Terra Dragon because Terra Dragon resists, it's going to resist electric and grass, which are Politoed is weak to, but it'll also still make Politoed resistant to water because he sets up the sun. We don't want our opponent to hit us with really powerful water type moves. Like, we want to avoid Terraing out of water type and being hit by a stab water type move and just taking a ton of damage. So really, like, Terra Dragon feels like the best option. Stack Attack of Terra Steel. What's Sinistch's Terra type? Ghost? Yeah, I think Terra Ghost is probably better. Just be... Yeah, it's good to Terra out of the grass type to get rid of our flying and ice weaknesses. Because those are annoying, because those will come up. I used to think Damp Rock worked with Drizzle. If I can be so honest, there was a time where I thought that they would work together. Because I'm like, well, Drizzle is basically just Rain Dance, but for free. But no, it doesn't. I wish it did, but I also am glad it doesn't, now that I'm older and I understand more about competitive Pokemon. We'll buy that. Rocky Helmet, yo! Okay, yeah, Sharp Beak for fun, just in case. Third Space, just in case. Okay, so now Stakataka has Terra Steel, and we're giving him the Rocky Helmet. So now Stakataka is actually just really funny to switch into. Do I give the weakness policy to someone else? What do I... Yeah, I want you to have leftovers. I really value the recovery. Oh, we can't use Sticky Web with Assault Vest, right. So take that off. And give you... Huh. What can I give to Araquanid? Buy a Wave Incense. Kind of wish... Yeah, kind of a bad shop if I'm being honest. Because I really do like having Sticky Web on them, and I don't want to give it up just to use Assault Vest. Frankly, they're pretty frail anyway. Yeah, I guess we just give them weakness policy. Fuck it. I can't think of anything else to give them. Like, there is Citrus Berry, but like... I probably should not be switching in Araquanid to take a hit, right? Like, that just sounds like a bad idea. Also, in case you ever see me checking these, like, move relearners multiple times, there is a thing in this mod where you don't always get access to all of your available moves from the move relearner. You will have to constantly keep checking. And I'm checking right now because I want to get Protect on Politoed. Like... Protect on Politoed is the best defensive tool because I can so often just like bait the AI into just going for the kill on him, because the AI will always prioritize killing or just doing as much damage as possible. And when the Pokemon Politoed is next to is Scizor, there ends up being a lot of times where the AI wants to attack Politoed. Okay, Iono time. Fun fact, in the previous run I just did, Iono was the 4th member of the Elite Four. It was hard. Yeah, we're pretty worried here. This is high enough level to where she can actually have some decent BST Pokemon. Also, shout out to that sprite of Iono being really cute. I'm actually kind of an Iono hater, but this is a really good sprite. Okay, of course it's a Jolteon Vikavolt. This is why we want Protect on the Politoed. Why does Electric resist Steel? I know why, I just wish it didn't. Okay, we're just gonna Surging Strike the Jolteon and then a hard swap to Stakataka. They're gonna target Politoed and I don't have Protect, so we need to swap. Yeah. Oh, on the Scizor, okay. Sorry. Bro! Are you kidding me? Yeah, sorry, I was just coughing on that bullshit that the game's trying to feed me. The game, this is what I mean, the game actively cheats. They knew I was swapping to Stakataka. So they Thunder the Scizor, and then they Energy Ball the Stakataka because he's a Rock type. Unbelievable. So we are going to Surging Strikes again, and we're actually just going to swap Stack Attack immediately to Sinistra, because we want the healing on Scizor. Watch this. Watch it. If you've never seen Hospitality, boom. It's free every time I swap in. That doesn't kill... Okay, the Discharge, I think, kills the Vikavolt. Ah! Oh my god, he crit me and got the Spin F drop? Hello? Okay, so we are not in a great spot. Yeah. So... Yeah, I think we just Surging Strikes Matcha Gotcha. Is that really the best move I can do here? My options are limited. Once again, I'm stuck doing a mono water run, unfortunately, and so I just don't have a good answer for this right now. Like, I could swap Scizor into Stack Attacka, and Stack Attacka could just take another hit. But, like, I don't want them just to be taking hit after hit because they don't have a Citrus Berry, and they're only going to be hit by special moves, so I'm not going to get any value out of their Rocky Helmet here. So... I think we just Surging Strikes the Ampharos. If they go for Discharge, they should kill Vikavolt this time, and we just, like, hope we don't get crit, I think, is the only thing we can really do. Matcha. Okay, I go first. Somehow. Okay. If that can be so real, I didn't think Sinistra was going to go first in this exchange against two electric types. Isn't Vikavolt, like, super fast? Or am I just, like, misremembering Vikavolt? So that kind of went as good as it could have. I need to double check Sinistra's speed stat because I just thought they were really slow, but I guess they're not. I mean, like, that's not very fast though. I say that, but they're my second fastest mon. Okay, so now we're swapping out here. Because the Golem could explode. And I guess, yeah, the rain's still up, right? No, we Matcha Gotcha here for the extra damage and potential healing. Yeah, and we want to stay grass, so Emolga could know a flying move, which would be really annoying. But Galvanized Explosion, we'd resist it. Okay, we're not tearing. If this is Terra Electric Galvanized Explosion, I'm very glad I didn't Terra. Okay, they did do the flying move, but they did it into Stack Attack because they were looking for the kill. So unfortunately, this Matcha Gotcha isn't super effective, and Golem just went for some fuck shit. So, yeah, we just Rock Slide Matcha Gotcha and we win. That was way scarier at the start than it ended up being in the end. Like, you just can't predict what these guys are gonna do. They're crazy. They'll just, like, they will pull some shit that, like, a human would never do. And so I just have to be ready for them to do something crazy. Like, Terra Electric Galvanized Explosion was absolutely an option there. I guarantee you. Like, I would have done that. Honestly, that's hilarious. Again, really important we don't lose Pokemon in those fights, because even if we can revive them outside of battle, they don't restore, like, power points, which is really frustrating in a run like this. Um, okay. So I feel like our best option here is to take the water route. Meaning that we are just probably not going to get another fucking encounter. Okay. You know what? We have not been to a catching contest on stream. Fuck it, we'll go here and we'll do the catching contest. And we'll just pray we actually get some usable mons. None of these are usable, by the way. We have all of them. Okay. That I call foul on that, frankly. Both of these mons can learn Thunder. We're just going to assume neither of them know it. They always future sight? Hey, Metagross, I'm so sorry. You're no longer resistant to dark. Oops. God, the fact that Steel no longer resists dark, it hurts me. As a Steel type enjoyer, nothing will pain me more than just losing the dark resist on Metagross. I'm just so tired of dying to knockoff on Metagross, because Metagross, back in my day, Metagross was never afraid of a dark type, and now it's just not the same anymore. Poor sweet Metagross, what they took from you. Honestly, I don't agree with the change. If I can be so real, I think it makes sense for Steel to resist Dark type. If Dark is supposed to be the evil type, Steel is the sword of the hero, so they should absolutely have resistance to it. I think that the only reason that they took it away was for meta reasons, which was very mean of you, Game Freak. So what if Steel is one of the best types in the game? It can be a little better. Come on! Why not make the Steel type the best type? That's what I say. Yeah, fuck it. It's just too... The thought of just Gigaton hammering everything to death is just too enticing to not do. Yeah, no moves. No new moves, no new Pokemon. Can't have shit in this run. I'm being serious, this is actually a pretty unlucky run. Like, getting Stack Attacker was the best thing to happen to us, if I'm being so real. I changed your Terra type, right, Polytoad? So you're absolutely going to be Wood Hammered. Yeah. So we're just gonna Terra Fairy our Polytoad so we don't die to the Wood Hammer. I mean, we could just kill with the Blizzard here. We don't. Okay. Listen, I'm just covering for all options here. I don't know the speed tier of that Pokemon, whatever he was. I don't even think that was a Pokemon. I just think Toby Fox came in here and put one of those OCs in my game. Okay. Hopefully that's the last trainer and we can move on. I am trying to play this a little fast, mostly because I want us to get as far as we can today. We're probably not finishing the run. It's just... Oh, okay. The game just takes too long, right? I can play fast, but despite everything, like, there's just too much to do. Like, I just cannot... I think that beating this game in less than 2 hours is impossible. Rampardos Theorem. Okay, anything else? One more? Yo! Okay, GG's, we forfeit. We can't beat this guy. Oh wait, yes, we can, because we're fucking goated and superior. Oh. Terra Steel? Terra Bug. Bad choice. They're just not built like our guy. They're just not built like the adamantine dragon. Bug catching contest. So the way this works is it'll choose a random type and it'll give us an objective, and we have 3 safari balls. Well, the ideal thing is to capture the Pokemon that the bug catcher wants. So like highest base attack, highest HP, highest special attack, whatever they ask us for when we talk to them. And we also want it to be a Pokemon we actually want to keep, ideally. And we are very much willing to give up the prize money to just get a better Mon. It's only 5,000 GP. Yeah, the highest special attack. It's always 5,000 GP. So we just don't care, and we're just going to take whatever is most useful. So I didn't read it, but clearly it's a steel type competition. And I have most of the good steel types, so we'll see. Kind of tempted to take that Magnezone. Lucario. I mean, the best Pokemon here is obviously Todekamaru. We'll catch Todekamaru just because he's so good. Like, if I have to throw him in the garbage after this run, like, at this point, I'll take it just to have, like, a good Mon. Genuinely, I believe that Todekamaru is the best Pikachu clone there has ever been and will ever be. Like, Spiky Shield, Nuzzle, just having the Steel type. He's so good. Iron Barbs. Yeah. So we don't get the 5,000 gold, but we get a usable Mon, and we finally get a 6-teamer. What ability does he have? Does he have the fun one? No, but actually we don't hate that. It could actually be really useful to keep that because we clearly have such an electric type of weakness. That could be a really useful switch in. We're just gonna go here. Oh! So, I think that has happened to me only like one other time in my entire 800 hours of playtime in this ROM. That is the best item you can get. I think that legitimately the way the vending machine works is it randomizes any item, like no key items or like special items like Fire Memory or like Grass Terra Shard, but like any item can be in the vending machine, but only one. And so we just rolled the Master Ball. Which is awesome, because we've already used our Master Ball on Snack Attack. So now we have an extra one, just in case. Holy shit. That is pretty fucking dope. Honestly, I'm feeling pretty good about the run now. It's been kind of rough up until this point. Rough in terms of just, like, the amount of actual useful stuff we're getting. Because, like, again, like, we just want things we can take back with us to the hub. There isn't much, like, to gain from, like, doing well in the actual rogue-like run. We just want to perform well. And get more legendaries. Spiky Shield. Yeah, Zing Zap. Fuck Discharge. Nuzzle. Yeah, Electric Terrain. Yeah, it's pretty good. And I guess we just give them Citrus. Like, I don't know what else I would give them, and Citrus is just so good. Alright. Okay, Dragon type Raihan. Okay. This is where it becomes difficult. And this is why we have Blizzard on Politoed. Okay. So this is what I mean about fire type coverage. Most dragon types get fire type coverage, but it is impossible for me to know which of these dragon types, if any, are even going to have dragon coverage or fire coverage. So we're not gonna Terra, and we're just gonna hope that on the off chance one of them hits me with a fire move, the rain is enough to keep Scizor from dying here. Because we just want to Gigaton Hammer this Tyrum right now. And we're gonna Blizzard and just kind of hope that I get the double hit, and we'll see. So I hit the Dredagon, which is good. Oh my god, that did nothing. A Politoed is not an ice type. But that was the one we were actually kind of scared of. Okay, just for the raw outrage. So Drampa always has fire coverage. I have 800 hours in this ROM. Grandpa always has fire coverage. So we're gonna read that. I think I'm gonna just do I do the knockoff here just to get rid of his item? Because he's gonna Surging Strikes won't kill. And he's gonna use a special move. Okay, I think we just knock off for the damage and then remove the item. I think I'm more scared of Drampa than Dredagon right now. This would be a great place to protect. But I can't. So I think we're just gonna swap in Stack Attack him. If I get hit with Outrage again in this slot, at least I'll do some damage to the Dredagon. Goodbye, Steel type. Hello, Water type. There's an Expert Belt. Okay. Well, now don't I look stupid? If I didn't Terra and... Okay. So now what do we do? We're really in a tough spot right here. I kind of want to swap out Scizor for Sinistcha to heal Stack Attack it back up, and then just hit Drampa with a Body Press. I think that's probably one of the better moves we could do, because I think if we do that, then we don't have to worry about any chance of a death, and we can probably pick up the Drampa kill. Hospitality on Stack Attacker, heal him back almost to full. Hit yourself. No, he hits the superpower. 4x. Fuck. Okay, he just had superpower. Okay. I don't want to send out Scizor. I need to send out Scizor. Like, I need Scizor to get a hospitality. Otherwise, he's going to die. So I can't bring Scizor back in. We're going to Scald, hope for the burn. It gets the boost from the rain. And then we're also going to Nuzzle. Am I scared of Drampa still? Dredigan just superpowered. Shadow Ball is stab and isn't resisted. Yeah, I think maybe we try to get rid of the Dredigon. Superpower is really scary. Okay. He Hyper Voice, but I resist it with Todekamaru. Yeah, I think I made the right call. This is good. I wanted to swap Sinistry out. So now here's the question. Does Darrowledge go for the poison move into Sinistry, or do they just take advantage of the rain and go for a Water Stab? Because that very much changes who I bring in. But my heart tells me the best option is this is where I swap Scizor back in. And I nuzzle the Darrowledge to get it paralyzed. So that way it's way slower and has a chance to not move. And then I swap Sinistra in for Todekamaru with Scizor. I hope this is the correct play. We're just going to ignore the Drampa for now. I don't think we can afford to, like, really put much into it. You get the paralysis. Drampa, of course, you outrage. Okay. Sludge Bomb just missed. I guess he must have... I don't know who targeted, but, like... Oh, this is so fucking bad. I need to do this, because if I don't do this, I think Scizor just fucking dies. Please be enough to kill the Drampa. I can't take another outrage. Okay, thank God. Okay, I'm not Steel type anymore. How much is this gonna do? That whole interaction sucked to watch from my perspective. Okay, this is one of those times where I think that if we don't use healing items, we actually wipe. I don't think there's a world where we live this without Scizor. My other Pokemon just don't do enough against Dragon types. I just don't have any answer to Dragon types. Unless I want to bring Politoed back out and spam Blizzards. But frankly, I don't think I have the luck for that. It's a random fire type move. Someone had to have it. Oh God, they're just never paralyzed, huh? They're still Terra Watered even after the revive, huh? I kind of wish they had reverted back at this point. We have to kill something. And now we have speed control. Where's this Dragonite? Who are we more scared of here? They're both pseudo-legendaries, and they're both the same type. I guess we're more scared of the Salamence. But Dragonite probably has Marvel Scale. Says we're probably gonna die here again, but we're... Wait, we can't Gigaton Hammer. We just did that, didn't we? Okay, the Dragonite's Terrain. Okay, Terra Flying, that's actually really good for us. This is not very good for us. That was a crit. Okay. We're back to the healing items. And we're praying for a blizzard, baby. Marble Scale. With the weakness policy? This is so cooked. This is so horribly cooked. Yeah, fuck it. We Gigaton. We have to. That's the reason we swapped out, is so we could Gigaton again. Why is he still so much faster even after Sticky Web? Oh, don't tell me Sticky Web doesn't work the way I think it does. Bro, we lost. This is what I mean. Don't let this game fool you. They do this shit. We only got 5 levels. Is that enough? Please tell me that's enough to get the Politoed now. Okay. We can get the Politoed, guys. We accomplished a goal today. Makes me wish the first 3 hours of doing that was on stream. Really fucked up. I won't do that again. Oh my god. Yeah, now we Kings rock the Poliwhirl. He becomes Politoed. And then we ability patch, and he'll always be like this forever now. Alright. Well, I mean, I wasn't pulling my punches. The problem was, we just got so fucked on our encounters. Like, I know I could have at any point taken Pokemon that would have been useful, and they would have been dupes. But that's not what we're doing here. We're trying to get new Pokemon for the Pokedex. Each of these runs just takes so long that we just can't afford to keep taking dupes. It's just a waste of our fucking time. We're still grinding up our berries. We're just gonna make these top ones Lum, and then I think we're gonna make these bottom ones Pashao, because I haven't grown any new ones. Fuck. Oh, wait, what the... Oh, do I have to buy it? God. I need to... Okay. So we're actually just going to leave these fields blank. I'm going to have to do some research to figure out what we want to plant, actually. Because we should start planting things to help our Scizor. So we'll leave that for now. We'll come back to those. We won't start another run before we have them, don't worry. We're going to call it there. If I'm being honest, win or lose, we were going to be ending at that fight anyway. But thanks everyone for watching. Be prepared to see more wipes in the future, because this game is an ass kicker and it does not play fair. But I hope you enjoyed watching nonetheless, and I hope now you're more acquainted with our GOAT Surging Strike Scizor. But I'll see you guys later, and thanks for coming to the couch.